$100. $100 for this phenomenal high quality figure. I know at times I trash talk about Kotobukiya's figures, but sometimes they release amazing looking figures, and this is one example, especially their ARTFX line. How's it going, everyone? This is Kay, and today I'll be reviewing the new rerun Levi 1/8 scale figure. And like I said, it's a rerun. This has been released previously. I don't know the difference between the original and this one. Possibly very little. If not, the rerun could be a bit better because it's been years since the original release. First, let's talk about the base, because you know me, I love a good looking base with a figure, and this is no exception. The tree trunk is wonderfully sculpted with battle damage from the blades. All these are all sculpted lines or sculpted cuts, and the wood grain. Every single line you see is sculpted and of course used with a darker coloring. So, I mean, from a far distance, it just looks amazing. Beautiful design on the top, and there's a slight issue, maybe it's just mine, but the blades, I'm not going to tilt the figure too much, I don't want it to fall over, but as you can see, the peg isn't inserted all the way. I don't want to force it, it may break, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So it may look a little awkward, and I am afraid that the figure will fall. Maybe it won't, but it is a bit wobbly. Nonetheless, sculpting is 10 out of 10. It looks amazing. Onto the figure itself. Come on, that looks like Levi. 100%. For any anime figure, you want the figure itself to look like the characters in the anime or the manga, whichever. But figures that don't look like the characters is always a bad thing. Because, I mean, you're buying this figure for a particular character that you like. But 100%, I mean, just look at it. Levi's gonna kill you. Love that look. And sculpting for the clothing is amazing as well. You get to see some wrinkles on his clothing and his pants. There is some shading on his cape. And of course, you got the Survey Scout logo, or Survey Corp. I completely forgot. Even though I'm watching the last season of Attack on Titans. But nonetheless, the cape looks awesome. Good shading. Now, I do kind of wish the 3D maneuver gear, holy crap, it's been a while since I know these terminologies. The tank itself, I kind of wish it was a bit more metallic. I mean, it has a nice silver shine to it, but it just doesn't look metallic when you look at it up close. Same with the blades. I mean, it has this nice silver shine, but it doesn't look metallic or a chrome. Chrome would have been nice, but I can understand why they may not go with that. But nonetheless, you see some slight shading on the maneuver gear as well. Thankfully, the wires attaching the blades and to the omnidirectional maneuver gear, I think, yeah, I'm trying to remember the proper terminology. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Thankfully, it's not a hassle whatsoever. I've bought other Levi figures where just putting on the equipment is a freaking hassle. Like, I hate it. But this one, Kotobukiya basically did everything for you. All you have to do is insert the wire onto the blade, or the handle of the blade onto this portion of the gear. Again, terminologies. So if there were one major complaint about this figure, it would be the painting on the sleeves, especially on this side. I mean, it kind of looks like cheap plastic. I know that sounds weird because this is plastic, but they should have went with darker shading across just to make it stand out a little bit more. Instead, it looks very flat and honestly doesn't look good whatsoever. As you can see, you know, his torso area, there's some shading. It stands out, but on the sleeves, there's nothing. But thankfully, you're not going to be staring at the character at this direction. You'll be displaying him like this, which does cover it up a bit, except for the front right here. Now let's talk about the hair. Sculpted very well because you see individual lines on top. That's perfect, and towards the front, it's even better. Good news is, because it's darker color, or basically black hair, you don't need to put any shading to make it stand out, let's say in comparison to a pink hair where you should put some shading to make it stand out, otherwise it will look flat. But for darker hair colors, that's totally okay. So in terms of size comparison, here is a comparison with a 1/8 scale Mikasa figure, and this is, I believe, by Good Smile or Alter, but Good Smile I'm sure, because they have an exclusive with the rooftop base or something. Looks pretty good next to each other, although the ARTFX line does have Eren and Mikasa. Too bad there's no Armin. Like, I feel like he's been neglected in the figure line industry. No one likes Armin? I like him as a character, but You could get those two, Mikasa and Eren, to match with Levi. They'll also have the tree trunk as a base. I don't like this base because, I mean, just look at it. It's freaking horrible. I couldn't get the exclusive though. But as an example of how the sleeve should look, here is Mikasa's sleeves where it's shaded, and it just looks so much better in comparison to, Levi, which again, looks pretty flat. And here's a final comparison with a 1/7 scale figure. This is, of course, Lancer Skyhawk from Quest Q. I'm trying to remember all these brand names, but obviously putting Levi next to a 1/7 scale will not look good, but that gives me hope because I sort of want to buy a Titan. I think there's going to be a pop-up extra large Attack Titan or Eren's Titan. I don't know how big that will be, but maybe it'll look pretty decent next to Levi. Obviously, it's not going to be huge, but maybe a foot and a half. I'm not sure. I gotta do more research on that extra large line. So final thoughts on this figure. Absolutely get this. I mean, it's cheap. Oh, I shouldn't say it's cheap because it is $100. Not everyone can afford it, nor do they want to. But for $100, especially in a overpriced industry, right? Because figures are costing $200 to $300. That's the norm. Kotobukiya has released this for only $100, $110. That's what I'm seeing so far. I bought this for $100 plus taxes, of course. So let's say $110. So relatively cheap within the anime figure collecting industry, and you're getting a high quality figure. So if you're an Attack on Titan fan or an anime fan, or you watch a show, whatever the case may be, you love collecting high quality figures, absolutely get this. It's 100% worth it. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because this is my second channel where I'll do more unboxing and figure reviews. As always, have an awesome day, everyone.